This video will cover how to configure your attendance levels if you have multiple attendance levels or fees associated with your event. If you just have a free event and only want to know who's coming and chose the free template when you created your event, then you can skip this video. Your event will be created without any attendance levels or fees, and it'll just collect the form information for who's coming. For those who have a fee with their event or multiple attendance levels, by default, the event will have 3 activity fee fields, and each of these fields will have 2 options. So you'll delete the options and fields that you don't need and configure the remaining ones. For this demo, we'll have 1 field and 2 options. So we're going to have a member and a non-member option for that field. So we'll hover over the ones that we don't want, and then there's a red X remove field icon. We'll choose that and click delete and OK. And there's a bit of a glitch in some browsers where this doesn't close after you click OK. Go ahead and click the red X to close that, and then we're going to repeat that for the second field that we don't need. OK, and close. And then when we refresh, we can see that those fields have in fact been deleted and we only have 1 remaining. So this is the one that we will configure. So we'll hover over that and click on the edit field icon. And in the pop-up, we'll edit the display name to whatever we want that to show up on the form for that field. And I'm going to use attending, which is a rather generic label here. You can also set the limit for this field if you have one. So if we had a overall limit of, let's say, 50, regardless of whether they're members or non-members, then we would set that here. If we have a member limit and a non-member limit, then we won't set that here. We'll set that on those options themselves. But this limit is going to be an umbrella across all who are attending, so all of the different options that we might put on this field. You might not have a limit, so you don't need to put anything in here, but for the purposes of this demo, we're going to set 50. Click Next, and this is where you configure your options. Now, you might only have one option. If you only have one fee associated with your event, then you will delete the second one and configure the first one. Our event's going to have 2 options. So we will have the non-member rate, and that's going to be $10. So you just enter the value that you want to show up in the drop-down, as well as the fee associated with that, which would be 0 if it's free. And then this is where you can set the overall limit if there were a certain capacity for non-members that we might have. In this case, I'm not going to use that. I already set 50 for the overall limit for either option. So I'll click Save, and that will save that option. Then I'm going to edit option 1, and this is going to be the member option. And I'm going to leave this set to 0, and again, set no limit. So I've saved that as well. So I've got my 2 options configured with the prices. And then once I'm done, I'll click Finish, and the field is configured with the prices for the activity level.